Hello, hello. This is Lomas Brown here with Herman J. Moore and our good friend Jason Hanson for another edition of Breaking Bread. We're going to break some bread. We're going to talk about breaking bread. We're going to do anything involved with bread right now. Herman, can you take us away? Go ahead and start us off, Herman.
Well, hey, since you talking, hey, well, Lo, I tell you what, man. Since you're talking about bread, won't you bring me some bread, man? I want the dollars. I want the money. I want that bread. You talking about? You can give Jason all the food. I'll take the money.
No,
you already called me a diva, and then Jason's over here being your co-signer. He's your ride or die on the passenger.
I co-sign that all day. You're a diva for sure.
Thank you. Oh. Jason's common folk. We common folk, linemen, kickers, we common folk. This just you wide receivers are the divas, man.
Yeah, there it is. Hey, Jason, man, always a pleasure, man. It's good to see you, brother.
No, man, it's good to see you guys.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you, man. So Lomas and I, we decided we were going to start this show. You know, anyone who knows Lomas knows that he likes to talk about breaking bread.
That's right.
And for those who don't know about our series, this is just a fun piece for us. This is something that allows us to not only talk to our former athletes and former teammates, but also just to connect with our fans and give them a little a glimpse behind what happens off the field, because it's not just about what we do on the field. It's the relationships that we keep during our career, post-career, and the fact that there are so many characters and personalities that come to play, and people don't know the Jason Hanson that we know.
Right.
We wanted to expose them to you.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying, Lo? You know what I'm saying, Lo? So we wanted to expose them to the real Jason Hanson. We don't have politics. We don't have anyone on the side saying, hey, you can't say that and you can't do this. So Jason Hanson, we want you to be yourself on our show. And again, man, we appreciate you joining us.
And full disclosure, Jason, too, it's not just all about football, all right? So we could go anywhere with this. So you got to be ready, man.
I'm not scared of you two. You know that. I'm not scared of you guys.
All right. Okay.
Bring it.
Well, Hearn, can I start it off with a little football?
Hey, you can go ahead and start it off. Hey,
I just want to tease them a little bit.
I'm gonna eat a little bit of food while you're doing that. Is that okay?
Okay. Well, you go ahead and do what you need to do right now. But Jason, just real fast, a little lion business. It's just a little Lions business. Were you surprised with the change in Matt Prater? Because I certainly was. I didn't see that coming. You know, I was shocked about. I thought everything the Lions did was good during the all season, except for the Prater move, Matt Prater move. So, how were you? Were you shocked by it?
I was surprised. I mean, and I was thinking, man, I got to get the story here. Who was behind that move? Because, you know, kicking is so important. Prater's a huge piece. Between him and Muhlbach and the new punter, I mean, they were premier. You don't want to worry about that stuff. So I don't know if Matt thought that he didn't want to be part of rebuilding and wanted to do something different. If it was just pure Arizona paid him and it just no way the Lions were going to do that, and he's going to go get what he's worth, or if something was communicated. I don't know what happened. But you know, Arizona for Prater is a good place to go to. So, you know, I don't know if it just was right, but he's one of the best. So I was surprised to see him let him go.
Yeah.
Well, I know, Jason, you came in, I thought, hey, this was great. I played with Eddie Murray. And then obviously you being there so long. And then after you, there's Matt Prater. And this has just had a long history of I think, just outstanding kickers. I played with two of the three. Your take on the importance of a kicker, and you could be genuinely honest, because as a receiver, I had to always listen to it was all about Barry and Barry first, and rightfully so, great guy. And then the linemen, no offense, Lomas, you guys never get your just due, because it starts and begins and ends with you guys. But then the kickers, we always you guys are a part of the team, but most people don't see the importance of what the kicker really means to a football team.
Well, I mean, I've always been the first to admit it's weird, right? I mean, here's this game where it's so different. Guys are out there battling and fighting, and it's super athletic, and then trots out the kicker. You know, I always joked, right? Even though I'm the only guy who does what the game is called. It's called football, right? I'm the only person who uses his foot to hit the ball, and yet I'm the weirdest part of the game. I was just like, I didn't invent it. This is what it is. But yeah, that's the catch. Is it's so different. You just kind of go out there and you execute, and then you're off the field. But all that said, it's become hugely important. You know, it's points and scoring and just the way the game is played. Kickers they can make or break you for a lot of teams.
Right.
Every point matters. You know, even those years when we were losing a ton, there wasn't a single game where I missed where I came in and the coach wasn't furious, because every point mattered. You know, when you miss a field goal and you're losing, it's just another reason you lost. So points are big, but yeah, I've always been that way. This is weird, man. This is so different than what everybody else is doing.
Yeah, I
So
always look at it.
I always want to know this. Is there anything that runs through your mind right before the kick? Was there a particular thing that always went through your mind before you stepped up and kicked the ball?
Yeah, don't miss. You know, when I was kicking well, you were kind of numb. You were kind of just like, a lot of thoughts weren't going through your brain. You just were executing. You just kind of took a deep breath and kind of locked in and just hit the ball like you've hit it every day in practice. The times when I was a little off, or the times that it didn't go well, I think I can trace to, there's a lot of thoughts going through your brain. You're thinking about the moment, you're thinking about the consequences, you're thinking about all your technique and all the things you got to do, instead of, you know, and golf is like this, kind of picking your target and firing. Frank Gans, who you guys both knew, was real big about, you know, not worrying about the consequences. That's one of the worst ways to perform. And so when I was kicking well, I was numb and not really thinking about whether this goes in or not. I'm just going to hit the ball like I know how to hit it. Whatever happens, happens. But as a pro, right, you train hard enough that most of the time that's going in.
You know, it's one thing that was interesting about you when I actually knew of you from college before you arrived. And the reason being is there was this guy that was kicking these long field goals, had just incredible consistency in college. And then here we go in the draft, and I'm watching, and we picked Jason Hanson. And I'm going, well, you know what? We got a pretty serious kicker right there. And I knew that once we crossed over that midfield line, that we were in scoring points territory. And the other thing that I looked at, which was amazing to me, I'm a person who loves to go in and look at statistics, and realizing that kickers, where they align in terms of actually, you know, the highest point producers in the NFL. And when you start looking at the points leader for most teams, you know, you see who those guys are. And the kickers are always either right there in that conversation, or they're the leaders. And so there's a big piece that comes there. And you talked about golf, Jason, and I'll let you chime in. That seemed to be a big part for all the people who are watching this. You guys had, I don't know if you did more golf during training camp, or if you actually did more practice during training camp. I'm serious. You know,
that's not true.
Who gets to bring their golf clubs to practice?
Hey, I'll tell you who does. Baseball players, pitchers. They got it made. But I was at practice every day. In fact,
I didn't say we're at practice.
No, but I know after practice, there were dudes. I remember there were some quarterbacks, man, who would go play golf more than I would. And so, but obviously golf's a lot more like kicking. And if we happen to have our 9-iron out behind the practice field, that might have happened once or twice. But we weren't golfing a ton.
Yeah. So Herm, you know, I got this his thing down to a science, because you know Jason had a routine. So right. Jason comes in, he's gonna line everything up like that. Then he's gonna give me 3 steps back, kind of turn to the side. Then he's gonna give me that right there. He's gonna shake, right? You have to shake the shoulders a little bit. I remember the wiggle of the shoulders.
Yeah.
And then, you know, that's when he's ready. Hands right here. Then he's going up, man. Sometimes when it used to just be an extra point, we'd be like, man, and we don't been on the 15-play drive. We're like, look, Jason, if you just don't hurry up and kick this ball, we down in our stance, man. Your arms shaking. You don't been 15-play drive. And Jason come in for the 2-yard extra, and he got to go through the whole routine. You like, man, if you just don't hurry up and kick that ball. But I guess that was part of your thing, Jason.
There was an error, man. But like, I would make a kick, and the lineman would be staring me down. I'm like, guys, I just made that. What's the problem?
It's all good.
Made a stance for 80 seconds.
But here's another fun one, though, Jason. I look at this now. You came in, and there was a way, if people have watched you and paid attention like we do on your career, you started out with one posture that you used to line up in a line for that.
Right.
Then it got into this other funky stance, man, that you used to get into.
Right.
That was kind of weird. And then all of a sudden it just looked like you got later in your career. It's like when we get older, we hit a certain age and you really just don't care about a whole lot of things.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, I'm gonna do what I do. So so what was the reason for, I know there's a process you go through, but what are the stages that happen there? What was the transformation that we saw take place?
Well, you know, coming into the pros and trying to be professional, and like every one of you guys with your technique, you're refining it, you're making it better. And obviously kicking's all technique. There was just a few things I knew I needed to do to hit the ball better. You know, I need to get my chest a little more open as I hit it, right? Not sagging. And I was having trouble with my toe kind of clipping the ground. So I was kind of getting up on my toe. And I was like, well, if I got to end in this position, why don't I kind of start in that position and just try to keep it there? So I kind of would get up and I put my arms out. And, you know, I think thankfully, you know, I wasn't so self-conscious. I wasn't worried about it. You know,
you should have been.
But yeah, I know. That's what people were like, you know, hey, I know you're making your field goals, but you look stupid.
Hey man, I just, hey dude, I used to sit there and I was like, man, I don't know what Jason's doing. I'm just glad that, dude, you would make these big hits on kickoff return, you know, when you kick off and sometimes you get somebody going up the sideline. It was like, I don't know if they were more fearful of our gunner,
I know,
or if they were more fearful of Jason Hanson coming off and taking you off on the sideline.
That is true.
No.
You have had some decleaters. That is true.
Well, thanks, but that's not true. But for a good part of my career, I usually could get a hand on a guy, or I could bring him down, you know, tackle his leg or something. But once, Johnny Morton's brother, Chad Morton, on a kickoff, you know, he takes off and he's heading for the sideline. I'm heading for the sideline, and he's just standing up and he's not making a move. And I'm like, I think I can take a shot. And I hit him. I was like, that was halfway legit. That was the only time ever. Every other one was like, you know, grabbing people by the feet. But I did a pretty good job. But later in my career, you know, I was like telling the guys, I'm still young. I can do this. And you'd run to catch guys and they would be gone. And you're like, I'm old. I can't catch guys anymore.
Yeah. We all go through that phase. So
never been in it though.
Herm, I see the food behind you.
And,
and I think that looks totally different from the food that's around Jason Hanson.
Well, we always like to ask people to come on the show. You know, there's a place that I really, really enjoy eating at. It's called Wing Snob. And you can get everything from the bone-in wings to the boneless wings, which is, you know, I eat a lot more of the boneless wings, as you can see with my knife and my fork. But, you know, so what's your food, man? What are you having with us today?
You ready? Are you ready?
Well, yeah, this is embarrassing. I'm just gonna, you guys want an authenticity. I'm almost an empty nester, right? You guys are old too, and so.
Hey, wait a minute, man. Why you gotta? Don't be backing the bus up over me. You say you're old. Go ahead.
Right.
No, I know
we're going by years played in the NFL. I only played 12 years. You and Lomas played like 40.
No, I know what I'm talking about. You guys are the same. So, you guys are talking about food, man. I just start grabbing stuff out of the fridge, like leftovers, because that's what we eat half the time. Make a meal and get leftovers, and so okay, what do I got here? So this is kind of weird. So like half my diet is like keto bars.
No.
My wife got into this diet. It's like right what the Inuit do, you know, or something, you know, like they eat all the parts of a caribou and they don't do sugar and they're just as healthy as you and I. So supposedly that works, but man, it's like eating chalk. But I'll do it once in a while. But I'm real big into probably my favorite's barbecue. I'm a big barbecue guy.
Oh yeah, my man.
So, man, this is not glorious, but I got like some leftover pulled pork here. I don't want to.
Okay.
Leftover pulled pork. And
wait a minute, from where? From where, Jason?
This is from Mission Barbecue.
Okay, yeah. They're pretty good.
There's one in Novi. I mean, there's some good.
There's one in Troy. Yep.
Yeah. You got Slows and you got Arkin. There's all kinds of barbecues. I feel like if you mention one, you're selling another one out. But this was Mission. It was really good. And my daughter's my birthday soon. She just got me some. She lives over in Western Michigan. Some blueberry barbecue sauce.
Ooh.
Okay.
Over in Western Michigan, I think they put blueberries in everything.
Yeah, that sounds a little
grow
interesting.
them here, so we might as well put them in everything here, man.
You know, I got a couple other things that you can have with that. You may not be able to have it, you know, with this, but it's a post-dinner type thing you can have. Something you can have in the morning after you have your breakfast or your little keto bar there that helps put those muscles on.
Talking about his chalk.
you know, that make, you know how he said he was lining up and putting his chest and all that. Another thing, Jason, you know, what I'm thinking about when I get home, I got to clean out my fridge because we got a lot of leftovers. I'll just have them Ubered over to you and sent over to you, man. So that way you can make sure that you eat, you know, pretty healthy. But I want to ask you this. No. What do you think about coffee?
Oh, hey. Wow.
I'll tell you what I think about coffee.
First of all, you want me to read this to you? This is one of my favorite. No, Jason, this is one of my favorite bags, brother.
I'm gonna tell you.
Hey, Jason, just entertain me for a second. Entertain our audience just for a second here. Listen, I paid you glory on this bag. This is one of our bags called Collectible Beans, which we're reintroducing.
Yeah.
Now with this was called Legends Roast. Legends Roast, man. Jason Hanson, legend. First of all, Jason Hanson is a Ring of Honor, Pride of the Lions, whatever you want to call it down there thing.
Hall of Fame nominee.
Hey, and again, kudos, man, for the College Football Hall of Fame to you and both Lomas.
We're going in together.
Lomas, we're going in together.
I know. So that's great. So I get to be here and watch you guys. But and the thing is, though, you know, and hopefully both of you will get your gold jackets. I know I'm gonna be rooting for you both to, 100% deserve it. But this was my way of paying homage to you, Jason, to say, you know what? Here's a bag of coffee for our brother Jason Hanson, and here it is. Listen, this is a Ethiopian conga.
Ooh,
hey, listen. I mean, I'm bringing you from the motherland, brother. Come on.
Hey.
And then, hey, low, it's strong. And then it's a light roast, right? I mean, Jason, you know what I mean? You're not lineman, you're not linebacker. Yeah, you got a couple hits on a couple kick returners, but that's about it. Light, blueberry, but smooth, right? Jason's a smooth guy.
Hey, let me give you my take on that. I love Collectible Beans, and that bag is awesome. You guys did a great job with that. But everybody else's coffee roast says things like strong, earthy, robust, deep.
Wait a minute, hold on. Hey, low.
Blueberry and smooth. I take offense to that.
Oh, wait a minute. You're right, dude. You know what? You mean this bag? This Legends Roast. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see what this one says.
Yeah.
Okay. This is another one.
What's your flavor profile?
Right.
Let's see. Sumatra. So make sure you know the love. We're showing the love for one another.
Okay.
Dark. Okay. Yours was light. Mine was dark.
All right. Fair enough.
Full bodied.
Yeah.
Earthy.
There it is. That's the first blow right there.
Hey, LB. Earthy.
Yes.
And robust.
Yeah. I said it.
Hey, but Jason, man, listen. Either way, look, man, teammates, man. That's love, man. That's love right there.
That's a good look.
I appreciate it.
That's a good one. Hey, we just got to get Lomas bag put together next.
Yeah,
we'll see where that goes. But hey, you know what? That was out of fun, man. I appreciate you participating in that thing we were doing. But we're looking to bring that back. I know a lot of the fans really enjoyed it, but even with this,
I put in there. I think it's a great idea. I think that people need more awareness of that. Not because I'm on it, but I think it was a great idea. Yeah. And I think that, and it's not just joke coffee, it's really good coffee. So I hope
local roaster, man. We're working with the Michigan roaster, and kind of disappointed that we didn't get a chance to put it in the stadium. We asked, they only wanted to purchase like 3 bags for 60,000 people. Hey man, it is what it is, right? But we sold a lot more outside of it, and that was all good. And we did a lot on the online portion. But Jason, we always want to, we know you're on a little bit of a time thing here today, but want to end with this. And Loa, we can go through any other things you want to go through, but we always have stories. I don't know if there's a story that you have that you like to share, that again, we don't have to worry about it getting out to the media. We don't have to worry about someone coming to you and going, hey, what happens in the locker room stays in the locker room. This is your opportunity to share a magic moment with our fans.
Man, can I sell you guys out?
You can sell us out. Hey, and the thing is, I know you want to sell me out anyway, because that's how you roll. That's why I got you on that bag like that. No, I'm just kidding.
No, as far as like, I have stories about my career, but the locker room is funny. When you leave football, you're never getting that environment back, right? Of perpetual adolescence where, guys are just hanging out and being stupid, but building camaraderie. And, most of my career was despite all the losing, people probably want to hear about more drama, but, the locker room was a lot of friendships and guys hanging out. And you know, I just have a lot, when you get older, you get a lot of good memories of being able to do that, right? Of being able to spend time with the guys and get to know them. And well, one, if you're not in the workplace, you never get that again. Or if you're in the workplace, the lunchroom isn't like that. And so, you know, that's a ton of fun. Lots of memories about people, you know, Danny J, our equipment manager, a great guy. I see him now. He's retired, but I see him out and about. And, you know, just seeing these guys that you had spent time with is a lot of fun. Is that vague enough? Because none of the stories that I want to share, I can actually share.
I was like, Jason, I was like, I'm sure there's a story in there, man. I started picking through stuff, like moving stuff around. I said, I know if I look hard enough, Lo, we're going to find one.
He's always, you know, he plays chess. You know, we play checkers. You know, that's
yeah. No, here's funny. This is gonna make me look stupid. You're not gonna believe this, but when I first came into the NFL, I had hair, so I actually had a hair dryer.
Yes.
You could blow dry my hair.
It was long and flowing too, yeah. Jason. It was long.
Yeah. I mean, my receding hairline, I should have known what was coming, but I had some hair. So I remember, you know, I would walk, my locker was on the other side of the locker room, but by the showers, close to the showers was Spielman's, was Chris, and Dan Owens and some of those guys. And again, I had too much self-confidence. I was walking to the shower with my hairdryer. I remember Chris and Dan were looking at me like, we cannot wait to absolutely crush and throw away your piece of junk hairdryer. So I would be in there blowing my hair, and I would see Chris looking at me with pure hatred, right? Because no football player should be in there feathering his hair. And so, you know, every fifth day I would be like, guys, where's my hairdryer? Where's my hairdryer? So I spent half my locker room career. Those guys would be like, don't ever bring that in here again. Either breaking my hairdryer or hiding it. I mean, these are not the NFL stories you want to hear, but I should have taken the hint. It wasn't cool. But
first of all, you were a brave man walking by Spielman in them locker, because as bad as they kept that area, oh my gosh, man, it was toxic over there, man. So you were a brave man just going to that entrance of the shower when you could have went the other way, because I never went that way.
Yeah, the locker room had the two entrances, but Chris's was the most convenient.
Oh, it was terrible. It was terrible.
No.
I guess over there with the linemen, though, that was like the Green Mile.
Yeah, hey, bro. Hey, look, at least we kept it neat, man.
Right.
Rodents, man. Man, they had a rat run out of their locker one day.
Come on, man. Come on, LB.
Okay.
Come on, LB.
Right. I'm telling you the truth. Between him and Spindler, it was terrible, man.
Now, I don't know. First of all, that might be a maintenance issue that you might want to call facilities. I'm talking to my facilities people, man. If we got rats running around in the locker room, man.
Silverdome, man. You didn't know what you're gonna get.
Hey, we'll see again, Jason. He's pointing out how much of a DV he was because he never came to that.
No, it's called cleanliness, man. It's not
the real part of the locker room.
That's just like saying, hey, man, we got rats running around over here, but that's cold. That's somebody else's problem. No, man, you keep your locker clean.
Oh, they didn't keep theirs clean.
Hey, man, something wrong with the big fella. Hey, first of all, Lo, for y'all to be walking around in canary yellow suits and red suits and zoot suits and all that, man, y'all should have known. Y'all already clean with your suits. You mean to tell me you couldn't keep your part over there clean? Come on, man.
Man, that was them linebackers and stuff.
Yeah. So, but Jason, you see how it is. But I will say this, man, it's been great. The irony is that didn't speak a lot and interact a lot as we're doing right now because of our positions and the different hustle and bustle of that, but have gotten to know you after the game and off the field, man. You are a tremendous person.
Yes.
You and your family, and I can't say enough about you. And people who don't know Jason, he's one of the funniest people I've ever met, and he's been just a blast to get to know and have that other side and that personality. Wish I would have known that part of you more when we were playing.
Yeah, cool. One of the things that happened is, the pressure of the NFL, the only way I knew how to deal with it was to like get really serious. I wasn't someone who could kick casually. And looking back in my, NFL career, I'm like, man, athletically, could I have, done something different? I don't know. But so I always tried to be extra serious about kicking. And so the guys that were around me, first of all, you're a little different because you're the kicker. You're a little separate from the team. And then there's this guy who's like taking everything really serious. I think people thought, that dude's pretty straight-laced, and I don't know what his personality's like. He's pretty serious. I don't know if I'm the funniest, but I got a personality. It's just I was afraid to show it in football, right? Because it was like, really, I mean this sincerely. The weight of going out there and everybody, Lomas, you had that, Herman, you had that. You screw up your job, it's on film, you let the guys down. But at the same time as the kicker, it's like, and these guys have been battling. Lomas said they just drove 70 yards and it's a big. The thought of letting people down was like, oh, I'm not really too into this. So I really just tried to get really serious. So I think I have that side of me, but I think people sometimes, like you, Herman, if we didn't interact off the field during the season, you were like, maybe didn't know what I was really like. So it has been fun. It's been fun to hang after football and to get to know each other more as people. And I mean, we did, but it's different now. So it's been great.
Yeah. Well, I like to say, I like to say, man, our teams back in the 90s won a lot of games, man. And folks, that Jason was a big reason why, man. Like Herm said, man, once you got across the 50-yard line, it was just this sense of comfort that you was going to come away with points, regardless of anything else that happened. We knew that we had at least 3 points, regardless of whether we moved the ball or not. And that was great, man. And I only played for you and Eddie. Were my only 2 kickers in my 11 years that I was there, man. So it was great not having to worry about that, man. And like Herm say, man, you're a great teammate, man, a great person, great father too, man, doing a wonderful job with your kids and your marriage and everything. So I'm proud to say I'm going in the Hall of Fame with you and stuff. So I'm his sidekick, Herm. I'm going to be Jason's sidekick at the Hall of Fame induction.
Man, that never happens to a kicker. I'll be your sidekick like usual. But really, I loved all the teammates I played with and all the years, but the Silverdome years were the best, right?
Yes.
I mean, I look back at that and I didn't know what was happening. I was young and but we were competing. The problem is in my era there, we never won a playoff game. We had some really good teams. We were close to being super good. And I don't think I realized, the fans and big games. I didn't get that after the Silverdome as much. And so those years are looking really good in hindsight. It was a lot of fun.
It's been a great career for you, and also you, Mr. Brown, Mr. Hanson. We want to thank you again, Jason, for joining us, and you're welcome to come back and break bread with us anytime. And for all those that are out there watching, join and see who our next guest will be. Keep watching our Breaking Bread show. Continue to like our episodes, because that's how we continue to move things forward. But again, we appreciate you for coming on, and look forward to breaking bread with you.